managed to turn it over twice now, and that doesn't bode well for the rest of the quarter if he doesn't shake out of it and tighten things up.
Now here's Thomas. He gives the team some steady offense, a bit under 10 points a game. Ball against Beal. The wide open look here for Bosch. And that comes off the assist by John Wall.
A good open look, and he splashes home the three.
Thomas kicks to Beal. Back to Thomas. Shoots it. Offensive rebound. Chandler the pass to Jokic. Drops it in from 11 feet. Chicago's gone 2 of 4 from beyond the arc to start the game. Lopez a screen on Thomas. And Wall kicks to Bosch. Back to Wall. Puts up a three. And the Bulls another three.
And his presence as a scorer, it just has a calming effect for the rest of the team. He's a fallback option whenever they need one.
Now here's Beal. And he can be counted on to put some points on the board every night. He's averaging right around 13.5 points a game. Down to 5 on the shot clock. That doesn't go either for Thomas. Ball against Thomas. And you can count it. He'll go to the line with a chance to make it 3.
And it looks like he might just be on his A game today, Clark.
And a chance to catch up on some numbers here. The scoring breakdown for Chicago.
They've definitely had a hot hand from three-point range. Always nice to get off to a good start.
The other thing they've had going for them tonight is their passing. I mean, doing a nice job. Plenty of their points early on coming off assists.
Can't get it to go. Wall with some nice defense. Philadelphia last year struggled in a number of ways, Greg. The big one was they couldn't make shots as a team. Very basic.
Kevin, lowest field goal percentage in the entire league, and by a wide margin. Hard to get any wins when that's the case.
Park down low that time, and he got the 3-second call. Here's Thomas. Still getting warmed up offensively. No buckets yet in the game for him. And he uses the glass on the layup.
You know, huge height advantage there, but because of the great body control, he's able to cancel it out.
Agreed. The body control essential in that situation. I mean, if you're giving up a bunch of height, then you better be able to manufacture things in the air. Great pass. John Wall is really good at finding the open man.
Thomas against Wall. Thomas passes to Jokic. 6 on the shot clock. It's Beal on the wing. And it's going to be out of bounds. The Bulls will take it.
That's a major mental mistake. I mean, there's no other way for me to describe it. He didn't know where he was on the court. That's a basic fundamental. You have to be alert to where you are.
And the Bulls making a change here. Calderon's checked in. Chicago leading by 7. And Wall kicks to Lopez. Misses off the left iron. The 76ers have gotten 3 of 8 shots to fall for them here in the first quarter. And the dunk by Grant.
Maybe that'll ignite him. I mean, impossible not to get pumped up after that. At least I think that would be the case.
Well, you can see the immediate reaction of the guys on the bench. They are. Look at them. They are pumped up.
Yeah, they're geeked.
And that's what the alley-oops guys will do for your team.
Dudley's shot is good.
And off to an incredible start here early from long range.
Lighting it up from outside. Hard to keep up with this.
Now here's Thomas. Jokic passes to Beal. Here's Jokic. 6 to shoot. Baseline try. Here's Chandler. Can't get it to go. Bosch with some nice D.
The defense ready for him on that possession. They had to be because he is so strong in the paint.
It's Wall with the drive. And he can't extend the lead to double digits. Clark, some tough offensive sets. They want to turn it around.
Yeah, they need a basket just to regain some momentum here, Kevin.
Really, the defense is helpless to stop a layup right there. Just too much of an advantage in terms of the mismatch.
Here's Wall after the made shot from Tyson Chandler. Here's Lopez. Puts it up from 15.
I tell you what, he has quite the act to follow, but Fred Hoiberg was a quick choice for the Brass in Chicago. Signed that 5-year deal over the summer, was easily one of the most in-demand coaches available.
Here's Jokic. No dice from 9 feet out. And Wall. Here we go now. Bosch with it. Boy, he just disappeared against Cleveland. They needed him. Here's Lopez. Up and in, it's good. First basket of the game for him. 1 for 4 shooting. Well, Greg, for Hoiberg, it's his first job as an NBA head coach. Now, we know he played. He's been a part of an NBA front office. Clark, he came from Iowa State, where he honed his coaching skills and was highly respected.
Yeah, very much respected, particularly as an offensive coach. And we know the Bulls are pretty solid defensively, and he'll be looking to ramp up that offensive approach for that team, and I think he will.
How about the start that they've gotten off to here? Huge lead, and we're still in the first quarter.
And, guys, it hasn't just been the scoring. I mean, they're playing tremendous defense, too.
The Bulls making a switch here. Unable to get the ball in bounds. They get called for the 5-second violation. Here's Thomas. Dishes it to Beal. Shot clock at 6. Philadelphia needs to get a shot off. Here's Thomas. Nice fake there to create the shot, but it's no good.
He's going to play his way right onto the bench and out of the game if he continues to shoot it like he has so far in this quarter.
Here's Wall. And there's the slam dunk to finish it off.
He couldn't have dreamed of a much better start here than they've had today.
I think the offensive game plan they came in with was right on point. It's worked perfectly, and the lead they already have is proof in the pudding.
Down low. And it's out of bounds. The 76ers able to retain possession here. .109 left to play in the first quarter.
And Isaiah Thomas, traded last season from Phoenix over to Boston, seemed to be a matter of fit and not production as to why they moved him.
The 76ers shooting their first foul shots of the night here.
And they've been ordinary on the season as well, just about 75% from the line.
Yeah, it's been a very frustrating season for them in that regard, guys.
Greg, you were talking about Isaiah Thomas. He had no love lost for the Suns in their first meeting. He took them apart, Clark, on the floor. Remember that game? Stared him down as he was hitting shots. Looked at that bench. Man, he had a big chip on his shoulder.
Yeah, and you know, most guys that are a little undersized and have battled doubters all their careers bring that kind of edge anyway. You throw in the fact that he was disappointed how the trade unfolded. He was amped up and ready for that return visit. Another pass put right into the shooter's pocket, right in the shooting pocket for a terrific assist. They've done a lot of that today.
And it's something we haven't seen much of at the opposite end of the floor.
I tell you what, the post play has been rock solid right off the bat.
It really has, and they've created a lot of high percentage shots in the paint here already.
Now here's Calderon. Back to Wall. Just 5 on the clock. Leonard, that's for 2. And that comes off the assist by John Wall. Wall's got 5 assists in the game. Now Thomas. Chandler a screen. Here's Beal. And foul called as he misses. He'll go to the line and shoot 2. That one on Martin. The 76ers shooting their 4th and 5th attempts at the free throw line tonight. First one falls for him. And both free throws good for Beal. And an overpowering first quarter effort. Already a double-digit advantage. Bulls lead by 11. And we'll get the second quarter underway on the other side of this break. Welcome back, folks. We'll see if we're in store for a more tightly contested quarter as we move here into the second. And a comfortable margin for the Bulls here, guys.
A lot of tough D being played by them so far. It's been the difference maker.
Greg, no uncontested shots for the most part. That's why they've had success.
They've got Myers Leonard. Martin is out there with Calderon. Then there's Lance Thomas. And it's Capella in the 4 spot. That's the 5 out there for the Bulls. And Capella sends it back. Martin with it. Now Beal defending. There's a whistle, and it goes on Isaiah Thomas. That's his first foul.
That's his first personal foul. Timeout for the 76ers.
And the 76ers decide to take their first time out here.
Yeah, just frustrated by their lack of production offensively, and I can't blame them. I mean, they're getting the looks, but the shots just aren't falling.
Yeah, and the slump that they're having shooting the ball. Can take its toll on you if you're not mentally strong. So I like this time out here to try to get those guys reset and refocused.
Chris Bosh has checked in for Leonard. Augustine against Calderon. In the corner, it's Martin. Clock at 4. Here's Thomas. And that one's drained from the low block. Thomas got the lead up to 13 now for the Bulls.
How about the passing? They are moving the ball without any thought, without any individual agendas.
Yeah, and it's really fun to see that kind of unselfishness. Really hard not to appreciate all the assists they've racked up.
The dish to Augustine. Trains it from beyond the arc. Augustine's got himself on the board with 3 there.
And guys, the Spurs coaching tree extends pretty far these days. Coach Brett Brown, another former member of the Spurs staff, to be leading an NBA team.
And it's blocked by Scott. Stauskas dishes to Augustine. Outside, Scott. The 3. Chicago grabs the miss. Capella's got his 3rd rebound tonight. Well, Greg, big for Brett Brown and the Spurs connection. He was an assistant in San Antonio for 7 years, was really indoctrinated in how the Spurs conducted business, Clark, before coming to the 76ers.
Yeah, he's got an interesting accent, too, a mix of Boston Australian from where he grew up and where he spent a lot of time, but no doubting his passion and his coaching ability. He's good in both.
He was actually a head coach for Australia for a while, an international player. Here is Augustine, following the basket by Chris Bosh. There's a screen for three, Stauskas. But they get it back. Harrell kicks to Stauskas. To the middle. Tries again. And it will go, and the Bulls' lead is cut down now to just 10 on the basket from Harrell.
They've done well at taking advantage of some late defensive rotations and getting the ball into the paint.
Clearly, they've been the aggressors thus far when it comes to attacking the interior in this first half.
Not able to find it here in the second. He's off stride and off track just a bit after that one he had earlier.
The kick out to Scott. Now here's Calderon. He's had some playing time, but no scoring yet from him. Bosh, the screen. Martin for three. The shot is off. And it's Philadelphia the other way. And here's Stauskas from the arc. Still looking for his first make after that miss. He's 0 for 2. Martin again. It's Augustine. Bosh passes to Calderon. Good, and it's Bosh picking up the assist. Calderon's got himself going with the triple, his first basket of the game. They really want to find that igniter here.
Yeah, that's right. Kevin, the offense has basically been running in place.
They got to get going. Now here is Augustine. Here's Scott, and he nails the jumper. Scott's got his first 2 points. The Bulls leading by 11. Calderon dishes to Bosh. Back to Calderon. It's tipped. And it's sent back by Bosh. And here's Calderon for the three. Offensive rebound. Capella. And it's blocked by Scott. And stolen by Thomas. And the first time out of the game called for Chicago. Last season, the Bulls were a tough matchup, solid margin of victory for them, and never looked overwhelmed, Clark.
Yeah, you know what? They're a team that's even-keeled, the type of team that can win anytime they take the floor. They have a system that works and good talent, that actually excellent talent to make it special, and that combination is a winning one.
And you can tell they're just a little out of sync. I think he just wants to get everybody back on the same page.
Yeah, I like this timeout, Greg. I think it's a good one because it looks like they need a minute to talk things through here.
Catching up on the changes for Chicago. Brook Lopez is checked in for Capella. Dudley comes in for Lance Thomas. And it's John Wall in for Jose Calderon. And then for Philadelphia, Chandler comes in for Harrell. And Beal subbed in for Stauskas.
And you talk about the Bulls being able to beat anybody in the league. They did. They did that last season. One of only 3 teams to register one win against every other team in the league back in 2015.
Now Wall. Bradley Beal missing from long range.
And, you know, getting back to that point about the Bulls beating every team in the league, only the Spurs and Warriors were the other teams to do that. Goes to show just how tough last year's Bulls squad was.
Well, I think all three of us agree John Wall, a tremendous all-around player.
Outstanding. Speed was what jumped out at me most when I saw him first at Kentucky. Now he's been able to harness that speed as a pro, and he makes plays that very few can make as a point guard.
He gives you a lot of different looks, doesn't he?
He sure does.
And Beal kicks to Scott. Outside for Beal. And out of bounds as the Bulls gain possession. Unable to get the ball in bounds, they get called for the 5-second violation.
And guys, John Wall, obviously one of the most electrifying players to enter the league in some time. Unreal body control, tremendous length and athleticism for a point guard. And that's one of the reasons he gets so many steals, blocks, and rebounds. All the extra things from his position that really add up.
And here's Wall. After the three-pointer from Bradley Beal. Bosh, he's open. Tyson Chandler grabs the board.
The shooting numbers just aren't there yet in the quarter.
Oubre can't get it to go.
And, you know, guys, for Wall, the one thing he's still ironing out is his shooting stroke. It looks better every year, but doesn't necessarily go in more often, especially from three. But even if he never becomes a great shooter, I think he'll remain one of the game's best all-around talents.
And Chandler sends it back. And the ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by Chandler. Leonard, he's checked in for the Bulls. Just 5 to shoot. Chicago needs to get off a shot here. Shot, high post. Bounces high off the rim and drops. Martin's got 5 now. The 76ers trail by 14. Here's Beal. 8 points for him. Scott with a screen on Martin. There's the triple. That one goes. Count it. Scott's got 5 points in the quarter.
You know, the defense has got to do a much better job of fighting over those screens.
And, Greg, especially when the ball is in his hands. I mean, come on now. You know he doesn't miss too many open looks like that.
And Augustine kicks to Scott. Stolen by Dudley. All with it. 12 points for him. The wide open look here for Lopez. Rebound by the 76ers. Chandler's got 6 rebounds now in the game.
No other way to put it, just a poor shooting performance for him, but luckily his teammates have picked up the slack.
There's the screen. Scott with a screen on Dudley. And Beal kicks to Augustine. And they force the shot clock violation. Great D. The Bulls leading by 13. In the corner, it's Martin. Leonard on the wing. Let's go. And it's Philadelphia with the rebound.
That's exactly how you have to defend him. He's a guy that the D needs to be aware of at all times.
Augustine passes to Beal. To the right side. Chandler with a screen for Augustine. Up off the screen. And there's the shot clock violation. Couldn't get the shot off in time. 1:27 left in the first half. Wall dishes to Lopez. Martin wide open. He fires. And again, Chicago. No good. Wall against Augustine. And Beal kicks to Augustine. Philadelphia moving the ball around. And he gets it to go. 10 points here for Beal.
Oof, that is a tough shot.
Outside, Wall. Passes to Lopez. From 13, Oubre pulls it in. The 76ers trail by 11. .34 seconds left in the second quarter. And Augustine kicks to Oubre. The feed to Beal. 5 to shoot. Oubre passes to Beal. The 3. Another 3 for Philadelphia.
He's certainly starting to heat up from outside. That's his 3rd for the game, his 2nd in this quarter.
Now Wall. 12 points for him. High post Lopez. Chandler with the steal. The second half beginning in just a moment.
What a performance from Beal here. 13 points, and the 3-pointers have been dropping for him. He's got 3 of them.
And you know what, Clark? If you continue to shoot the way he is, he may have to become more of an integral part of their offensive scheme.
Welcome back, folks. Thank you for tuning in to the NBA on 2K Sports as we get set to get going once again. Hey, during the break, players getting a chance to refuel and hydrate with some Gatorade as there is more basketball in store. Bradley Beal having a dominant impact in this game.
And his play in that first half, how about the discipline to go along with the efficiency, guys? His shot selection was just perfect.
I agree. I mean, whether it's been from mid-range or in tight, he is taking only what the defense is giving him and not trying to do too much. Very much playing within himself.
Kicking off the second half, here's Brett Brown's foul. They've got Bradley Beal. Chandler out there with Scott. Then it's Isaiah Thomas, and it's Grant in the 3 slot. And for Brook Lopez, disappointing start to last season. The season before, he had played only 17 games, so he wanted to make an impact right off the bat. It just didn't work out.
Yeah, you know, he missed the first 2 games altogether with the foot injury and comes back to play pretty well, then hurts his back. Out for 8 more games, comes back again. He's benched in favor of Miles Plumlee. Just a very disjointed year for Lopez.
Back to Thomas. Shot clock at 5. And he gets it to go. 6 points for Tyson Chandler.
Great way to start the half. Easy layup against some soft D.
And Thomas has it in the corner. And that comes off the assist by John Wall. Wall's got assist number 8 now on the night.
And for Lopez, last year was the first time since he was a rookie that he didn't start every game. I mean, that is a huge shot to your confidence. I don't care who you are or what your circumstances, but you know what? At the end, he rose above it.
Now here's Wall. 12 points for him. Bosh up on top. Tries it from 9. So the whistle blows on the shot and 2 free throws for the contact right there. It's on Tyson Chandler.
You know, on the topic of Lopez last season, ugly beginning, but things got beautiful over the last 2 months. 55% shooting, nearly 20 and 10 a game, some of the best numbers of his career.
And Brook Lopez, guys, started the season as the starting center for the Nets last year, but it didn't end up that way.
Guys, they're looking for a spark here.
Yeah, I mean, a cold stretch offensively. They desperately need a basket.
Thomas against Wall. Here's Chandler. And there's the whistle. Fouled hard on the shot. He'll go to the line. Lopez ended up coming off the bench for the Nets for a stretch last season. There was a lot of debate, Clark, if that was the right role for him.
Kevin, clearly there were differing opinions because as soon as it happened, every GM called Brooklyn up to see if Lopez was available.
Catching up on the changes for Chicago. Capella's checked in, and it's Calderon in for Jared Dudley. And Wall kicks to Calderon. Thomas goes in, and that comes off the assist by Calderon. Calderon's got 3 assists in the game. Thomas against Wall. Thomas kicks to Scott. Philadelphia moving the ball around. Beal dishes to Chandler, and he bangs it home with one hand.
Tell you what, Kevin, they'd love to see him get a lot more of those opportunities.
Clark, that deficit will go away quickly if he does.
And how about how he capped that one out, almost like the 1-2 punch.
Time called here. The Bulls decide to talk it over. The thing about Bradley Beal, when he suits up, the entire lineup becomes exponentially more potent. A quick, powerful athlete. Greg, high basketball IQ. Had the great teaching at Florida, carries it to the NBA. Opponents have to account for him, I think, on both ends of the floor.
And that's a great point, Kevin. I mean, coming out of college, a lot of people compared him to Ray Allen. I mean, he possesses that next level smoothness and body control that's often indicative of a true difference maker.
Kevin Martin, he's checked in for Chicago. Bosch passes to Thomas. Bosch double team to the inside, and they turn over the 24-second buzzer, signaling the shot clock violation. The 76ers trail by 14. Now here's Thomas. Kicks it to Harrell. The pass to Jokic. Chicago grabs the miss.
And, going back to Bradley Beal, the bottom line is he's a winner. Last year, the Wizards went 8-9 with Beal out of the lineup. Hard to argue with those facts and numbers.
Outside Bosch. Thomas kicks to Bosch. Out to the wing. Down to 5 on the shot clock. And that one's good. Calderon's got 5 points so far.
And when you talk about Bradley Beal, it's not just having him in the lineup that matters. It's having him at his best. When he's at 100% health, there are very few guards in the league who can keep up with him. Truly one of the game's great young talent.
Isaiah Thomas.
Count that one.
Assist from.
And it's 6 points for Isaiah Thomas.
Great move to the hoop on that one there. He didn't let his height disadvantage dictate that matchup.
Outside Martin. And it's off from 3-point range. The 76ers trail by 14. Grant with the ball. Now Thomas defending. Grant the pass to Jokic. Rebounded by Capella. Capella's got his 6th rebound on the night. Outside Bosch. He dishes it to Martin. Outside for Thomas. For 3. That's good. Thomas got 8 points here in this quarter.
And at the offensive end, he's done about as much as they could have hoped for today.
Thomas dishes to Stauskas. Pass to Thomas. He kicks it to Harrell. Grant outside. And here's Stauskas from the arc. The Bulls leading by 17.
Well, clearly the 76ers were the youngest team in the league last season, and with all the draft picks they've stockpiled, they'll be the youngest team for a while, it seems. But if the youth can grow and develop, they could also be a force in a few years, too.
Clark, they've been struggling here on offense.
Yeah, a little bit of cottonmouth here. Dry spell for sure.
Not fazed at all by having a bigger defender on him down low, and I really thought he would be.
At first glance, you wouldn't think that he'd be comfortable in that particular situation. But, boy, I tell you what, he didn't look like he was out of his element at all right there.
The Bulls making a switch here. Leonard's checked in.
Not the best shot right there with the good defender draped all over you.
I agree with you. I mean, not the shot they were hoping for, but he can really cause problems with his defense.
For a franchise that had so much success under his tenure, there was sure a lot of friction with Tom Thibodeau, and the Bulls front office surprised a lot of people, I know, including yourself.
Yeah, you know, it's not something that you see often, a winning coach at odds with his GM and president. With how often their differences came up, though, you knew something was afoot. A room service dime by Jose Calderon.
Outside Thomas. And he lobs it up toward the rim. And Harrell slams it in.
Really hard to decide, guys, which was better, the pass, the catch, or the slam.
Clark, there's no wrong answer to that one, my friend. Sensational alley-oop all the way around.
Agreed.
And guys, you know what? You wouldn't know that they're the team that's actually trailing with how they were able to pull that play off. And with Thibs, he did end up getting fired from the Bulls this past season. Some saw it coming, but still, I think surprising given the level of success he had. His imprint is all over this Bulls team and the way they approach the game.
Jared Dudley's checked in for Thomas.
Yeah, I guess when you're up this big, you can afford to get a little sloppy.
Feeds it to Harrell. And here's Stauskas from the arc. Chicago grabs the miss. 17 points was their biggest margin.
And when you look at how Thibs got fired, I mean, there are a lot of reasons why a coach can be let go. I mean, he didn't have any performance issues, but apparently clashed in some form or fashion with the front office. Sometimes that's all it takes to be asked to go somewhere else.
And this is why you need good defenders on the interior to contest shots.
Yeah, Greg, making every shot a hard one, even the shots in close.
Their game plan needs to change if they're going to get out of this hole because he is just not there offensively.
Left side, Bosch. Stolen by Grant. Thomas gets a wide open look. A shot goes down. Very quick possession right there. Thomas got 7 points for the quarter. Thomas against Calderon. Pass to Martin. Bosch, the screen. Fires from deep. Cannot hit. Some solid defense from Grant. And down it goes, jamming that one home.
And that's how the coach would draw it up on the fast break from start to finish.
Yeah, and what a finish it was, guys. Really nicely done.
Dishes it to Leonard. It's stolen by Stauskas. Thomas against Leonard. Thomas kicks to Harrell. He feeds it to Stauskas. Here's Jokic. He's guarded by Dudley. Jokic, no good.
He is just really almost playing for the other team. The shooting has just been poor.
Bosch kicks to Martin. Right wing. Thomas against Calderon. Looking to end the drought. Offensive rebound. He muscles it in through the contact, and they call the foul. And he's on his way to the free throw line.
How about the perseverance there, the extra effort on that offensive glass?
The Bulls have been on target from the free throw line. They're 5 of 5 in that department.
And team free throw numbers really about as good as you could ask for, around 80% on the season.
And comparing to the numbers of last season, they've made a bit of improvement. So that's some positive momentum they can look to build on.
And Brett Brown wants a timeout. And here's Oubre. And the release was before the buzzer, but it's off target. And as we end the third quarter, a double-digit deficit will make it tough. And we're rolling here again with the fourth quarter. Might not come down to the wire, but you never know. The 76ers trail by 13. We've got Wall. Also Jared Dudley out there. Thomas is out there with Brook Lopez. And it's Capella in at the power forward. So that's the 5 in the game for Chicago. They set the pick. 4 on the clock. Stolen by Thomas. Wall up top. Guarded by Augustine. And that's a foul called on Kelly Oubre.
That's his second personal foul.
On defense, Philadelphia. Trailing by 13. Wall passes to Lopez. Now the dish to Capella. Shot clock at 5. And a foul on the shot. He'll go to the stripe for 2.
That's his second.
Bulls made the postseason for the 10th time in their last 11 seasons. Last year, they have become a fixture, Greg, in the playoffs in the East.
And how about last season, Kevin, had that interdivision matchup in their first round against the up-and-coming Bucks. Some hiccups form in that series, but they were able to prevail.
Now here's Beal. Pass to Augustine. Jacks up a 3. And he gets it to go.
The D just sagged off just enough and no hesitation on his part.
And the foul on Mike Scott. That's his first foul.
And really, these are some of the toughest calls an official has to make.
Yeah, but in this case, I think he got it right. I mean, the defender was still moving there and never really had good legal guarding position. He wasn't set.
Now here's Thomas. Over in the corner, Dudley. That one's good from the corner. And the Bulls lead by 14. Philadelphia's gotten the three-point bug tonight. They've taken 15 shots outside the arc. They're 6 of 15. Here's Augustine. The shot, no good. Nice D from Wall. Oubre pulls it in. Oubre's got 3 rebounds now in this one. Beal dishes to Augustine. And there's the feed to Scott. Unloads from 13. And it's sent back by Lopez. Lopez with the steal. There's the pass to Dudley. Kicks to Lopez. Chandler with the steal. And now the 76ers on the break. And out of bounds as Chicago gains possession.
And that's just carelessness there. I mean, you have got to have your head in the game.
Just a little under 2.5 minutes have passed now here in the fourth. Lopez sets a screen for Wall. And Thomas has it in the corner. The kick out to Wall. Here's Lopez. And the powerful one-handed slam.
And Kevin, the knack for the offensive rebound are a big part of what makes this guy special.
Not to mention, Greg, his ability to finish with strength just like that.
Yeah, he's an invaluable asset for them to have. No question about it.
Now here's Chandler. Just 5 to shoot. 16 feet away. They get the rebound. Scott. Soft touch off the glass.
Where's the box out? Some easy second chance opportunities there.
Those kinds of mistakes drive me crazy and will absolutely derail a team's chance to win.
And the shot is good. And the Bulls lead by 17.
Man, they came out smoking here from beyond.
And Greg, as hot as they are from out there, absolutely no reason at all not to just keep letting them fly.
And the ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by Wall.
Boy, did they ever make a mess out of that one. A terrible turnover.
And Philadelphia calls time here.
Yeah, you know what? I think he thinks he can make a few improvements to how things are going on right now.
Yeah, and you know, coaches always are looking for ways to tweak things and change it up a little bit, no matter what the situation is. That's what coaches do.
The 76ers might have dodged having the worst record in the league last season, but they didn't dodge having the worst road record last year, Clark.
They could not dodge that one, Kevin. Just 6 wins on the road, but that was pretty much expected considering the youth and inexperience of this team.
Kevin Martin, he's checked in for Chicago. The 76ers also with a sub. Thomas is checked in, and it's out of bounds. The 76ers able to retain possession here. Six on the shot clock. There's a screen. The drive by Scott. And guys, let's get your take on the scoring breakdown for the Bulls.
Well, their passing has been picturesque, a thing of beauty in both halves. More than a few of their baskets have come off assists.
Couple that with just how well they've shot it from beyond, and they've made this thing look easy.
Checking out the game Mike Scott is having. He has 9 points and a pair of blocks to go along with those.
And he's been standing tall when they needed it.
And it's Martin missing.
And for the 76ers, they weren't a good shooting team in general. And on the road, it got real ugly. They shot under 40% as a team on the year away from home.
The Bulls leading by 13. There's the pick to the wing right side. The Bulls keep it alive. The 76ers have gone 3 of 7 from the floor in the fourth. That's a 42% mark in the quarter. Thomas with the ball. He's picked up by Wall. Scott kicks to Beal. Clock at 6. Back to Scott. Stolen by Martin. Wall against Beal. Pass to Martin. Capella kicks to Lopez. Nice D from Scott.
That's a surprise. I mean, really out of character for him to miss when the defense is not right up on him.
Thomas kicks to Scott. He dishes it to Beal. Trying to find Chandler. He's got it now. And it's sent back by Lopez. Clock at 2. Oubre can't get it to go.
Well, that defense went from poor to no defense at all.
And when he's open like that, you don't see him miss those looks very often.
To the paint. Capella. And that's a foul called on Kelly Oubre. That's his 3rd foul of the game.
And the next one puts him in the bonus.
Yep, they'll be trying to draw that next foul quickly so they can start getting those easy chances at the stripe.
Here's what Chicago's going with right now. Chris Bosh has checked in for Capella. And it's Lance Thomas in for Martin. Thomas kicks to Oubre. It's Beal on the wing. Feeds it to Scott. Can't get it to go. Excellent D from Thomas. The Bulls leading by 13.
76ers foul call. Isaiah Thomas. That's his second.
And And Mike Scott, a former second-round draft pick who has carved out a role here in the NBA the last 2 seasons, Clark. He was a major contributor off the bench.
Yeah, he's a bit of a tweener, you know, not big enough to maintain position down low on a consistent basis and not quick enough to really be a 3-man or small forward, but what he can do is get to the basket, rebound okay, and knock down the deep shot.
Now, here's Thomas. There's Beal with the 3. And so the ball out of bounds. Bosch touched it last. Here's Thomas. And it's going to be out of bounds. The Bulls will take it. Chicago leading by 15. Outside, Wall. Bosch drives in. And good, coming off the assist by Wall. 9 points for Chris Bosch.
Another gap in the defense found there, and they've really had their number today.
Thomas down low, covered by Wall. They get it again. Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here.
When you're hot, you're hot, and that's certainly been the case for Chandler. 11 rebounds, and he's come up with a couple of nice steals today, too.
Clark, just a very energetic brand of defense. And no doubt last season the Bulls were clearly preparing for the playoffs. They played their rookies but added a lot of playoff seasoned veterans to that roster.
And he can't hit the second. As you mentioned, the Bulls added veteran leaders last season. Pau Gasol was the notable one. 11 Bulls, Clark, had playoff experience prior to their postseason run a season ago.
And that's invaluable, Kevin, to have that kind of experience. I mean, having Gasol, 2-time champion in the locker room, big, as is having almost a dozen guys who understand the intensity and the details that playoff basketball require.
And here is Thomas, following Chris Bosch's 3. Thomas passes to Oubre, and it's out of bounds. The 76ers able to retain possession here.
Yeah, that's a super defensive play. If that gets through, no doubt they score.
And that's why he sold out for it, because he knew he had to make that play. He wasn't going to let them get the advantage.
Scott with the ball. And Bosch picks him up defensively. Whoops, there's the 24-second shot clock violation, so they'll turn it over. The Bulls leading by 19 points. Outside, Wall. He kicks to Bosch. Oubre with the steal. Here's Scott. Got a piece of it. And out of bounds as Chicago gains possession. Chicago has gone 2 of 3 in the fourth quarter from long range. Good shooting so far.